In South Africa, a storm surge. In South Africa, a storm surge has sent water flooding into streets along the Cape Coast in that country. Earlier, cars were swept away and buildings damaged as massive waves swept through seaside areas. The National Sea Rescue Institute warned that the public not to go out to the beaches along the coastline in the Western Cape as dangerous high tides were expected. The NSRI spokesperson, Craig Lambinon, says another spring tide is expected later on Sunday afternoon. Well, joining us now to look at this some more, we have Tope Gloria Olatunde-Aiyedun. She is an environmental education lecturer at the University of Abuja in Abuja, Nigeria. You're welcome, Gloria.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we've looked at some quite worrying stories from Nigeria and South Africa. The reports and the disaster cases caused by natural elements like flood, resulting from torrential rains are becoming more pronounced. We can even look at what happened in Libya. Most of these cases, if not all, have been linked to climate change. How serious, please tell us, is the threat of climate change to the existence of humanity?
Yes, thank you. Climate change is very serious, and we have been talking about this a couple of years ago, and it keeps getting worse. So climate change is the alteration of global atmospheric weather condition, and with the climate is changing, most often time is as a result of human anthropogenic activities. It's the activities that human made that makes this climate to change, that makes our weather to change. And as you can see in Nigeria, we have diverse effects already on ground that is on yearly basis. So these are serious issues. In fact, it's as serious as COVID-19 that resulted in the lockdown of in 2020. I feel that this climate change, we need to have a time that we're supposed to really set aside so that we can actually tackle it. Because anything that is affecting human life is really serious, not just properties, and lives are lost. Lives are lost. So we need to really work more on our effect, our ways of dealing with climate change. All right.
Gloria, across the world, a lot is being said about government taking action to address the threat of climate change. We've seen, several climate summits, the COPs as well, and more will be held in the future. In Nigeria and many other African countries, what can be done by the government to abate the threat? What are they not doing or doing wrong at the moment?
I'm happy that we have a new government. I'm so happy about that. And I feel that since we have a new government, we should look at new ways of tackling it. Since we've been trying so hard over the years and it seems not working, now we have the laws. Number one, I have about 5 things I want the government to do. Number one, we have the laws, but are they being implemented? I want the government to help us in implementing these laws. We should not just be having the laws right there, but there should be implementation, action plans. How do you want to go about it? There should be these action plans, and it should be immediately, because climate talks about emergency. Anything about climate change that I said earlier that it requires in humans losing their lives, then I think it should be urgently put into consideration. Then number two, I think promoting sustainable agriculture. Agriculture needs to be sustained. Most of the time, because of the inflation and everybody wants to get what to eat, and that we just want to do some things that are devastating to the environment, thereby exacerbating this impact of climate change. And one of the impacts is flood. So we need to have a sustainable agricultural practices, and investing in renewable energy is another thing. We need to invest in renewable energy, not just having fuel, because now, in fact, even like the fuel removal subsidy has helped the environment in a way, because now most people are now teaching towards using the solar energy, and I think that is part of what we have been saying all this while. So please, I feel the renewable energy should be promoted. Using, instead of fossil fuel cars, cars that result into fuel, using of fuel. Let's use solar cars or cars that uses electric. Then the fourth one, collaboration with other national agencies, other countries is also very paramount, because every country has their own unique climate crisis. In Nigeria now, it is certain that ours is flawed because it's usually done on annual basis. Other countries, we have wildfire, we have earthquakes, tsunami, and all those things. But we are talking about flood in Nigeria. So we should have collaboration. Let's collaborate with other nations that can help us in tackling this things. So government should look at how they can collaborate with other nations. Then the last but not the least is early warning. Early warning should be created. Most of the time, governments are trying in their ways using the TB and all those things. But what about the remote areas, the rural areas? Who are the people going there? Because these are the people that are majorly affected. Those that are building houses in low plain areas, those that are building houses in riverine areas. There need to be early warnings. There need to be creation of awareness to tell them the repercussion of their action. And I think doing that will help in solving some of the climate issues by the government. Thank you.
Gloria, I wish you had more time to talk about this all-important issue, but you've given us some very, very salient points and something that both the government and private citizens can chew on. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Gloria, Tope Gloria Olatunde-Aiyedun is an environmental education lecturer with the University of Abuja, Nigeria.